Hello and welcome back to this tutorial series. So we are going to do this exact detail because last time we did some stuff here. I put some sort of insulation, but we'll start from scratch and do the whole, let's say, uh, detail at the ground level. So our aim is to have some detail for this curtain wall system or for this, let's say, whole section. I don't think we'll reach this part as well to show you how to make some custom groups with specific detail components to make your job easier, but we'll see. So our first aim will be to do this detail. Of course, the text is in Romanian, but I'll try to translate into English everything that it is here. So we'll get started right away to do our section. So to follow through, it's worth noting what we're aiming to do. So if you can see, I have my whole detail. I have this whole tower section. We have the first section, the first one section with the terrace, the louvers, uh, let's say the gym, the residential area, the green roof of the terrace as well here, the office part, the structural detailing here, let's say there's still some to the annotations and how the insulation works in here, and all this system is detailed custom for my tower. So we'll start from the bottom, from the ground, and we'll go upwards. So to get started in our let's say section detail, we'll have this part, and now we'll see which things do we have. So I seem to have two concrete walls. I think there aren't two concrete walls. I think it's just one, and I have eliminated some excess walls. So now we have a region, and now I think I'll do let's see, we'll do a pattern for the insulation. That will be the first thing. So I have let's say diagonal crosshatch, I think. Let's check. So I can draw this stuff. So I have annotate, yeah, you have region, and then you click and you are in this menu. So I select a rectangle, draw a rectangle, place my rectangle, adjust it, and draw some lines. I'll have this area. So this will be around 15 to 20 centimeters. So let's see the base. Let's say the basement is basically cold, and we are insulating the above ground area. So this will be the insulating layer for this part. Let's say I do some sort of mirroring. Okay, I bring everything in here, and now we're going to play around because I know the proportion, the layers, let's say, but I don't know the exact dimensions, and we'll check as we go. Okay, so we have this insulation. Now let's annotate the concrete. I'll use diagonal up. I think these are given. Crosshatch down, up, horizontal, and this. Uh, and the others are custom created. Okay, diagonal up. Let's say I have diagonal up. Let's see. So I have this wall. I think this is kind of very thick, 70 centimeters for a wall. Unless it's a perimeter wall, it isn't justified. So let's say it's a perimeter wall. Okay, so I have, let's say, this slab, and when it comes like this, I have a difference in height. Okay, I have something like this, then like this. I think it's not necessarily all section, maybe a part of this section I have a beam coming right through here. We'll see. Let's let it as is. And now I have my concrete slab. Let's see how much space I can actually have. Yeah, I have my grids. I should place some text over here. I have my consoles. So having in mind that, I think I need to kind of extend this slab. This stuff won't be visible as a continuous slab always. And now, so I have my concrete, and I think I will need to do some white, let's say solid white kind of region. So I have created before in my project solid white. If you haven't created, you have any type of, let's say, I have my basic diagonal cross hatch, which may be given. You have duplicate, you solid new color, and you write how you want your color. And you don't have drafting, you have no pattern, you have actually solid fill. You set it like this, and you mention, okay, I want it black, gray, or whatever color. I can set the shade. Let's say I have this, let's say this grayish color. Okay, and now I have a fill region, a custom fill region with my new color, and now I can do something like this. Now I have my fill region. It's a bit grayish. Let's say I can make it lighter. Edit type solid foreground fill pattern, and this will be, let's say, more like this. I set OK. You set it here, foreground pattern color. Of course, you can set this as well. I think this apply foreground background pattern. If I would have, let's say, what if I had, I know, crosshatch or whatever, or concrete, let's say, texture directly. And this should be, let's say, black, and the background pattern would be, let's say, something like this. Let's do it more, I don't know, brownish. Let's say I do it brownish, it's for the sake of the exercise. And then I would click OK. And as for now, I think, okay, it seems that only the hatch itself is black. Background pattern. Okay, it seems that I can. Let's see if I change the color to, let's say, brown for the texture itself. Yes, it's indeed changed. I used flux for. Oh, by the way, this is very useful. It's unrelated, but if you work for long hours at the computer, this will help you avoid a strain. You choose some sort of daylight counter. This is a very good tip. So if your work, let's say later in the night, you put it at 7%. This is a bit unrelated, but it helps you with your well-being when staying long hours and you have submissions, and you don't want to, let's say, make your eyes more tired. So uh, if I lighten up my scene, I most probably is, let's say, brown, as I mentioned. The only case if you use such plugin and you would need to check if you need to bright it or not is when you render. So if you have a lower setting and you render, you shouldn't use it. But otherwise, I keep it like this. Doesn't practically annoy me that much. It's not that critical. I will leave this as black for the, let's say, screed, but I think I don't want concrete. I want some screed or something, sand dense. Let's say sand dense. I have some sort of screed. This would be some concrete screed. This is like something okay. Then I would have some sort of insulation here. Let's say uh, I have a bit of insulation. I have some sort of floating deck, let's say. That would be the literal translation for the Romanian term dală flotantă, which would be like a slab that is basically floating. That would be the literal translation. So if you Google, you might find the accurate translation. So this is basically insulation. Let's see, diagonal. Oh, I can put transparent diagonal insulation, but I don't want to be transparent. I want to be white. So this, let's say, is an insulation layer. I could leave it as solid white, I guess, or yeah, solid white, and then annotate and make it as an insulation like this. But yeah, let me show you how to work with this insulation. So let's see, I have 3 centimeters, 3 or 4 centimeters. This is the required, let's say, depth. And now I have, let's say, uh, my insulation layer. I have something like this. Okay, let's drag this sample here. I have my line. Unfortunately, in Revit, this is line based, and it's kind of a pity because in other softwares, you can have this in a wall or a slab, and this is depending on the direction of the slab, which is a pity, unfortunately. But that's it. We have to work with this. That's okay. And last, let's say, finish or two. Let's say I have another layer. Actually, I did wrong. So this is the, let's say, that layer that I mentioned. Now I have the screed, and when it comes, let's say, the actual the actual layer for the, let's see, yeah, when it comes the layer for the flooring itself. So that would be the layer. Okay, I think I can move everything upwards. So let me select everything and I move it something like this. This will be a bit more raised. Let's say here, this something like this, then like this. Yeah, so this seems reasonable. I might need to annotate some uh, length here. Okay, so the absolute minimum for a slab is 8 centimeters, but recommended 12 or 13 centimeters. I would keep it as is. I have some sort of long spans. I would have like 15 centimeters. Um, Depending on the parameter, there is a formula to, let's say, pre-dimension. I think is the whole perimeter of the, let's say, rectangle divided by 280 or something like that. So it's a large number divided. So it's the perimeter, total perimeter, it's divided by a number, and that gives the how thick should be this slab. Okay, let's say I have 15 centimeters. This should be 15 centimeters as well. Okay. No. Tab and change. Yes, I have like 3 centimeters. One important aspect to note, this is a metric kind of dimension, I will duplicate and I want to make it centimeter. Wait a bit. Centimeter dimension. Okay, and I have here the primary units is not meters, is centimeters, is 2 decimal place. No, centimeters actually will be with 0 decimal places. That's okay, alternate units, whatever. And this would be centimeter. Okay, this is more accurate. So when you annotate the, let's say, how wide is this, you can create similar and then you can properly annotate. So I have, so yeah, I have some sort of dimensions. This is useful for detailing. I create them yet again, create similar. So this should be 15 again. Okay. So now I have, for example, in interior the layers. Now it's a discussion what happens here with the curtain wall and what is the discussion, what is the relationship. In my final drawing, I have something like, oh, it's not all completely detailed. I think so it would be something like this as I detail here. You see that I have the insulation when it's the Screed, but it isn't that the texture. Now we have texture when, let's say, the part the adhesive layer maybe, but it's, let's say, narrower than the parquet floor itself. Here at the lobby level, we cannot have a parquet. We can't have a parquet. It's rather, let's say, I have some sort of tiling or something. So over that screed, I would have, let's say, what, some sort of adhesive, and then over the adhesive you place the tiling, or you have some raised, let's say, but that is for the office. I have placed some raised tiles, and these have some sort of small legs. Okay, we kind of drifted for apart, and now I think I can even copy this detail item. Basically, when I go here, I just do annotate region, and I do this rectangle, and this should be a solid white rectangle. Let's see, I make it solid white. If you don't have solid white, you create, as I explained, you create a slab. Okay, let's say I have 60 by 60 centimeters, this let's say slab. Okay, 59, 6, no, 60. Okay, and let's say this is 3 centimeters width. In width, looks reasonable. So this would be like 60 by 60 centimeters. Let's see where we stop. Somewhere around here. And I think we will use some sort of array. So I will array this array. I move to the second. So I moved closely something like this. And let's say I make an array of 15. Okay, so I placed everywhere. I told you that I have to cover everything, so it will be more complex than the initial version. Great, and now I would need to do, let's say, I told that I have some slabs. Yeah, I made it 3 centimeters to hold better, whatever, or 20. Okay, then I need a bit of sand, so I'll mention that I need a sand layer, and let's see, let's do the filling region. Annotate fill region, we have this sand layer. I think the detail will be split into the normal detail, which will be something like this and can be done as a slab, and the custom detail, which is something like here. So let's say I have my sand layer, something like this. It will be, let's say, 5 centimeters deep or something like that. Okay, this is solid. Why? Let's see if we have sand. No, we don't have any sand. Okay, let's edit type, duplicate, 3 dots. We have, let's check, concrete. No, we have gypsum plaster. No, sand dense. That would be it. That's okay. We should not have kind of the same pattern, but let's check. Let's say this dense sand. So the dense sand is the sand itself, and I will use, let's say, less dense sand to mimic the screed, because I don't see any concrete screed or whatever. Or I leave it as concrete. Yeah, I can leave it as concrete, and that I will say that this is the screed. Okay, let's leave it as is. Okay, edit tab sand. And as you can see, the dots aren't showing. That is because I use the solid white fill region, and I don't have the foreground pattern color set to black. Now, if I set to black, now it is visible. So now I have my sand. So I'm very happy. I think this will be copy, or depends on making a single component, but I split the detail into. Okay, so we have the following thing. We have this sand, and now I will review a bit to remind myself what. And now I should have some sort of gravel. Okay, let's do the gravel. I will copy this stuff. And now I think I'll start to add a slope. So I'll double click the fill region and move this line, let's say, a bit steeper. And now I will have some sort of slope gradient. Now this slope gradient will have a gravel. So I'll duplicate this and call it gravel custom. And this gravel. Let's see if we have it in the library. We don't have it in the library, so we will create a new pattern. Let's say gravel custom. Okay. Um, but it's not this concrete, it's custom layer. Okay. Browse. Let's see if no, this is hexagon. Oh, sorry. I have a bunch of patterns that I brought here. So I'll go on to, so I like these sites. I like cat hatch for my gray ball, for example. Let's see, I want this, let's check which one I like better. Let's check ASPDR3E0. I have already done it. I have this zip. Uh, I will, let's say I rename it gravel pattern. Okay, and I will extract it. Extract to gravel. Okay, and the pattern file, which is this .pat pat file, the pat file will be introduced here. So I go to downloads again. Let's see if I have gravel pattern. So let's go again to downloads to see the process. Gravel pattern, because I changed the name of the folder. I have this PAT file. It seems, oh, it's nothing. No, it's a problem with scale. It's too big. So 0.01, we can see those gravel stones. Okay. Okay. Now it's set. Okay. So now we have our gravel pattern, which looks great. I will do another, let's say, oh no, I copied this yet again. I said, I told you I will make it in two parts. And this will be, let's check. This will be gravel. Gravel custom. Okay. So I have basically these two parts. I told you that I will extend these for the others to not see, because I have my line extended to the left so that I can put some text. Okay, so I have my slabs, I have my sand, I have my gravel. Now that I have my, let's say I have some sort of geotextile layer. Let's check the geotextile. So I think this is sort of a membrane. Yes, I was right. It's some sort of a membrane, and the gravel itself is put onto that membrane. So basically, protects against moisture. So if you can see, this is the earth, and basically this protects against the vegetation. So you have the gravel over, then you have the sand or the earth above it. So yeah, basically this is how it works. We also have some sort of this. So you have the concrete slab, the waterproofing, the whatever. So this is kind of how it works. So this is the strategy for placing this membrane. So this is sort of a membrane. We go back and we will create such membrane. Annotate region, we'll use this line. Okay, and we'll do this kind of slope rectangle like this. Okay, and this will be not solid white, will be solid black. So if it would be to create a new layer, you have edit type. It's supposing it was solid white, duplicate, and you write solid black. Sorry, I wrote solid black custom. Click OK. You make it black as you wished. Okay, and now you have the geotextile. Great. Now you copy this as well, but this will not be gravel. This won't be gravel. This would be as well that sort of geotextile membrane. You double click if you don't want to move to find the, let's say, the dragging point. Okay, let's make it to solid black. Great, now we have this configured all the way. Let's check what else do we have to do. So I have my insulation. Yeah, so I have my insulation and my screed. Okay, and we also have this part. So I would have to do this fill region for the drainage. So the slope is needed to reach my drainage. Everything, the water goes through the towards the drainage, and then under the drainage I have my insulation system. So basically I double insulate my building. I already insulated, but I insulated further. Okay, so uh, I will do this kind of detail and this membrane. This is a detail group. I think I will copy it, and this one I will ungroup it. I think this will be deleted. So basically this is a black solid fill. This has a pattern that you can find. I explain how to change the pattern. Let's say I select only this and put it somewhere here. The purpose would be to align my black mullion part, let's say, with this hatch pattern to align with the glass itself. This will be moved, okay, and after we move, we have this. Okay, so great. Of course, there's a discussion. What on earth does happen here? Now it depends because we can move the slab more upwards. So this is a lot of, let's say, refining the approach and seeing where it would fit best. And now I would need, let's say, another insulation. So we'll do another region, let's say rectangle. And I have this, let's say, region. Okay, I have this region. I can play with the arrows. Now it won't be exactly like this. I think it will be split in two parts. Why? Because firstly I need to do, let's say, the basin, and this will be, let's say, I have not vertical lines. I have let me see, ortho crosshatch, but I want to change my path, or I can leave it as is. This is another type of annotation for, let's say, the insulation, the rigid insulation, let's say, or insulation in general. I honestly prefer the diagonal crosshatch for anything rigid insulation related. Okay, let's say I have something like that. This is a bit smaller, let's say, or no, leave it as is. We exaggerate a bit, let's say. Okay, remove constraints. Now I have my now I have my now I have let's say my concrete stuff. Okay, let's move it a bit more to the right, like this. Okay, great. Okay, let's move it like this. And this part, this corner, I think would behave the following way. So I would have this part, this white, let's say, insulation part. I have yet again some insulation. This would be the end. Now this insulation will be drawn here. Create similar, draw another insulation, let's say, line. This should be, let's say, a bit thicker. Let's see if I can modify graphics. Let's say 0.05. No, it's too thick. 0.4, whatever. Okay, I have my screed, I have this, and I think that would end how I have my parquet, not parquet, other sort of tiling I haven't detailed yet. Okay, now I have this part, and we will also set up the drainage. let's set up the drainage. So these are the roads, I will delete them. Annotate region, and uh, let's do my drainage. This is the drainage. Okay, I have the drainage. I can, let's say, draw custom, let's say, profile to quite show up. Okay, this is some sort of drainage. You know, you have that real type of, let's say, pattern. If you saw any sort of raining water collection system. Okay, now I have my drainage system, and now I will copy, let's say, this insulation, place it somewhere about here, extend it. This will be more restrained. I try to reach this part, then I'll copy it, go over here. Okay, I have this part. This will be a screed basically. So this is the screed. This is the screed, and then this will be solid white. Solid white, solid white. This is it. Okay, great. This is solid white. Now I can move it like this. I think I know. I will copy it. Actually, I will copy it. Copy. And now this will be set like a triangle. So I have my end over here. I have my end over here. Then I do something like this. Limit. Okay. Now I have my slope. This will be copied again, but will have a slope. So I put it over here. Rotate. Rotate. Select point, then rotate. Extend. And now I should be okay. Oh, oh. I have a portion left. This is a bit more narrow. Classic problem. You can't always do the, let's say, the slope that I would want, so I need to kind of compromise a bit somewhere. Okay. Save the project, of course. And let's see. Okay. Now I think I should do my drainage system lower, something like this. And I think this should be moved around here, I guess. This should be extended as well. Let's say I copy this. No, I would actually have to move all these groups over. Let me move like here. Yeah, here. Okay, great. Now I have everything moved and in place. Great. Now I have my insulation placed. Now I try to drag. Let's drag this line here or something at least. I think it works better now. Great. Okay, so I think we're almost finished. Let's stop with a line right here. Extend this line over here. Draw another line, and I think we're quite finished soon. I think we're quite finished soon. Let's check. Yes, perfect. And now I have my and of course I need, let's say, my screed to have something like here based on here. Okay. Oh, and this line shortened, and here I would need to draw the final, let's say, the final lines. And I think I'm quite ready. Yeah, I think I'm quite ready. It doesn't look exactly the same, but the principles are. And that's basically my detail. And let's say I want to write all the text, annotate, detail line. So I will write everything that I need to write. Text. So I have stone slabs, 600 by 600 by let's say 30 millimeters. Then I have sand layer. Sorry, it's in German. The language set. A sand layer. Let's say, I don't know, 30 millimeters. What else? We have gravel, let's say 50 millimeters. We have geotextile waterproof layer. This doesn't have a, let's say, a thickness necessarily. Okay, then rigid insulation, that would be, let's say, 100 millimeters or something. Then I have Screed, which would be like, I don't know, with slope with, let's say, 2%, let's say 3% slope. What else do we have? We have concrete slab, let's say 15 centimeters. We have rigid insulation 15. Let's write everything in millimeters. So it's the same thing. Maybe honestly, I would write all these thicker layers in centimeters and this concrete slab in centimeters. Okay, I think this is it. Yep, great, great. So I wrote everything that I need to, and yeah, and I can also annotate this and add another text, drainage system or whatever. Okay, so we basically outdone ourselves. I will do another detail line, I guess, and we'll do another text here. So I have, let's say, some sort of finish layer, 20 millimeters. I don't know exactly, I haven't quite thought about it. Let's say concrete screed, 40 millimeters. Insulation 30 millimeters, and I have 50 insulation. No, I have a concrete slab. 15 centimeters, and I have rigid insulation 15 centimeters. So that and I think I have a finish layer. I'm not sure about what, but this will surely have some sort of adhesive layer, which doesn't have necessarily it's sort of like beaten, I know, petrol-based product that basically acts as an adhesive, or depends on the solution. And basically we have the whole detail. This this railing disappears. I don't know. I think it's from the metro stairs, I guess, because we also have a metro. Let's adjust the axis if we can. And yeah, we're kind of ready, let's say. Finish. Yes, we can call this detail finished. So it isn't exactly the same. We will have this component, but I think we'll talk separately about it. So this is it. This is the whole section. And I wrote all the terms in English and I did some annotations. Another tip before finishing everything. I like to do some black sort of, let's say, annotations to show which layers I've worked with. So I'll use solid black. Okay, and I will do my, let's say, I have this and I have these dots and I like to copy them and to mark each layer, let's say. Okay, and basically everything is marked. Here as well, here as well. Every layer is marked. Of course, you can make these layers. So I did them to be visible. Okay, so basically that's it. This is a complete detail done with, let's say, with detail regions. A detail component, think a bit as a window family or whatever, but this detail component gets placed like a group and it repeats itself in many projects. But for my use cases, I think I need to find custom solutions for each part, so this would be the best approach. Thank you for watching and see you in the next tutorial.